What's happening, people? Happy Wednesday once again, and welcome to the US trading session. As every day, let's ring the bell together. We are officially into the US trading session, guys. Let's see what's going on today. Future rise again on optimism around Fed meeting. Hurricane Sally made landfall on Alabama's Gulf Coast as a Category 2 hurricane, and crude oil inventories to be announced ahead of Fed meeting today. Here's what you need to know in the markets today. So, right, before we get into that, guys, how do you like the new setup? Let me know how you like the setup. Yeah, type your questions. Let us know how we're doing. If you like this setup better, if you like the previous setup better, let us know so we can improve. Now, let's start with the most important news of the day. Yeah, Dow futures rise 116 points ahead of Fed meeting. Retail sales targeted. Now, U.S. stocks are set to open higher today amid growing confidence about the global recovery, although gains will be tempered by caution ahead of the Federal Reserve meeting. The S&P 500 futures traded 18 points or 0.6% higher. The Dow futures contract rose 116 points or 0.4%, while the Nasdaq 100 futures climbed 48 points or 0.4%. Why was that? Now, recent better than expected economic data, primarily from China and the US, the two largest economies in the world, have helped investors regain confidence in equity markets after last week's tech-led slump. Earlier today, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development boosted its global economic outlook, saying the world economy is now on course to contract only 4.5% this year, from the 6% contraction that it was forecasted in June. However, the Paris-based organization, while also fretting about the resurgence of the coronavirus, cautioned policymakers not to tighten policy too quickly. There seems to be a little risk of the Federal Reserve doing that as it wraps up its last two-day policy meeting later on today, the first since it adopted a new approach to meeting its 2% inflation target. The Fed is expected to update its projections for the economic and interest rate outlook, which will include forecasts for 2023 for the first time. Economic data due for release today include U.S. retail sales at 4:30 GMT plus 3, basically. They're expected to have increased in August, but only by 1% compared with May's 18.2%, June's 7.5%, and July's 1.2%. Core retail sales are expected to be up by 0.9% compared with the previous month, 1.9%. Right, we're going to have a look at the charts in a minute, guys. I'm going to show you what is going on. Okay, now, before we move on to read about oil, okay, remember the trivia game, the trivia question, which I fire every day. Okay, let's have a look at the trivia question to give you a bit of time to answer the question by the end of the webinar as well. Right, there is the trivia question. What tools traders use to limit their losses and maximize the profits after they open a position? Okay, very, very easy answer. Any beginner trader should know this. If you don't, no problem. You're learning today. That's the whole point of having these webcasts. So the trivia question is, what tools traders use to limit their losses and maximize the profits after they open a position? I know the question might seem a bit tricky, but I promise you it's very, very easy. You will see in a few minutes once I reveal the answer. Right, moving on, let's see what happened with oil today, because oil had a fantastic rally today, guys. Oil prices rose today after the American Petroleum Institute detailed a big drop in U.S. stockpiles, and with Hurricane Sally continuing to disrupt production after making landfall in Alabama. The API recorded a 9.5 million barrel draw for the week ending September 11, against forecasts of build of 2 million. The U.S. Energy Information Administration is due to release its own data later in the day. Yes, correct. Today we have the crude oil inventories, guys. It's going to be huge. It's going to be amazing because they are announcing the same day with the Fed meeting, with the interest rate decision. So the volatility on the markets is expected to be sky high. Very good opportunities, though. Moving on, U.S. crude futures traded 2.3% higher at 39.15 a barrel, while the international benchmark Brent contract rose 2.2% to 41.42. Both benchmarks rose by more than 2% during the previous session. Gold futures also rose today 0.4%, trading to 1973.40 an ounce, while Euro USD traded 0.2% higher at 118.71. Right. Quick look at what is going on with Hurricane Sally, and then we're going to move to the charts, guys, and see how the markets reacted to the American opening today. So, apparently, Hurricane Sally touched the Alabama's Gulf Coast, bringing heavy rains. You can see a picture on the screen. Let me zoom in a bit so you can have a better look. That's how the Alabama coast looks like today once Hurricane Sally got very close to the mainland. Right, let's see what the article has to say about it. Right, Hurricane Sally made landfall on Alabama's Gulf Coast this morning, as a Category 2 hurricane, spreading strong winds inland across the region, shaking windows and throwing debris into roadways. The storm is expected to cause extensive flooding, dumping nearly 3 feet or 90 centimeters of rain in some spots along the Gulf Coast, as it is moving at a glacial 3 miles an hour. Okay, very, very small movement. Now, this hurricane is expected to create a bit of quite a bit of damage. And why is that? It's moving very, very slow. So imagine something that moves with 100 miles an hour, yeah, wind speeds of 160 kilometers an hour, yeah, moving very, very, very slow across the mainland. That's why it could create some massive damage. There's one thing having something with this kind of speed, wind speed, moving fast. Okay, and there's another thing having it grinding there, yeah, moving very, very slow with only 3 miles per hour. That's why it's a very dangerous storm. Now, let's continue with the article. Upon landfall at Gulf Shores, Alabama, winds were clocked at 105 miles per hour, which is 165 kilometers an hour, able to cause extensive damage according to the 5-step Saffir-Simpson scale. The hurricane also poses the risk of catastrophic and life-threatening flooding along portions of the northern Gulf Coast, the National Hurricane Center said in an advisory around 7 a.m. More than so almost 500,000 homes and businesses were without power in Alabama and Florida early today, according to local utilities, with more outages expected. In Mobile, Alabama, strong winds shook windows while trees and power lines swayed. The storm reminded some residents of Hurricane Ivan, which touched down near Gulf Shores exactly 16 years ago as a Category 3 hurricane. Right. So this is what is happening. Yeah, a lot of pressure on in the States right now. Yeah, with everything that goes on, the Hurricane Sally, the Fed meeting, the interest rate decision, the crude oil inventories, and so on. Okay, today is a very, very busy day in the economic calendar. Let's have a quick look and see what happened since this morning. Yeah, at the market opening. So we started the day with announcements on the pound, and then followed by a couple of announcements in the Eurozone. If you notice today, guys, the pound had a very good rally, which was boosted by the green numbers on the consumer price index, yeah, month to month and year over year. And in the Eurozone, we had the trade balance here coming out positive of 27.9 billion versus a forecast of only 12.6 billion. Okay, we had a press conference. Then we had the core retail sales, which came out in red, just below expectations at 0.7%. Retail sales, which again came out in red, below expectations at 0.6%. Okay, we had the core CPI from Canada. Okay, and the CPI, a lot of red on the charts today. Now, we just had the civil Cushing storage report, which came out 2.242 million barrels. Okay, 19 minutes, we're going to have business inventories, retail inventories, and in 49 minutes, crude oil inventories and Cushing crude oil inventories, guys. Okay, apparently once they shut down production, oil keeps accumulating in storage. Yeah, there's not a lot of demand on the market. Oil keeps accumulating in storage. So who knows? Maybe they're gonna end up paying to get rid of the overload. Yeah, that they have in storage. Right, tonight, guys. Tonight, very very important night. Okay, we're gonna have interest rate projections starting at 2100 hours GMT plus 3, along with the FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, and an interest rate decision. Okay, most probably the interest rate decision will remain unchanged, but who knows? They might take us by surprise. America is looking to restart, reboost the economy, just like Europe, just like every other country on earth, basically. Okay, we were all affected. All countries were affected by COVID-19. So we're all focused now on reboosting the economy, restarting the economy. Right after the interest rate decision, we have the FOMC press conference. Okay, and at 2300 hours, just before the markets close, we're gonna have the net long-term transactions. It's a medium importance event. Yeah, so focus on the events that have 3 stars, and that will be announced in the same time. Okay, extreme volatility expected on the dollar today. Now, let's move on to the charts and see how the markets moved today and how the markets opened. When was it? 15 minutes ago, almost 15 minutes ago. So we see crude oil currently trading at 39.28. It had a fairly good rally today. Yeah, this morning was trading in the 39, in the early 39, and now it's trading in the late 39 or mid 39. Good rally, good rally. Now, the markets are a bit quiet ahead of the announcement. Right, let's see what happened with the euro today. Why are the charts so slow today again? Right, no problem. I have a backup. Let's see if my backup works. All right. Okay, they're reacting a bit slower, but they do react. Okay, so we see the euro dropping in the last couple of hours after it opened positive today and it pushed a bit higher. Right. Okay, let's move to the other charts because they tend to be way more responsive. Right, we're looking at the pound. Let's decrease the time frame to a 15-minute chart. Okay, there is the rally that the pound had today, guys. Very very good rally, impressive rally for the pound. Okay, now obviously we see a bit of a correction with plenty of volume in the market. If you look at the bottom of the page, we have those vertical green and red candlesticks. You're gonna see that's the volume on the market. Okay, I can't tell for sure if it's the real volume or not, but it seems to be quite a bit of selling volume. Okay, let's have a look at USD JPY. USD JPY has been dropping all day today. Again, if you look just below the red candlesticks that you see at the bottom, you're gonna see plenty of selling volume on the market. And now, after the US opening, we see a bit of a correction that started. Okay, let's look at oil. Yeah, oil is dropping slightly after the US opening, but it had a good rally today, trading as high as 39.47. Yeah, 39.50. I would say lots of selling volume. Look at this engulfing red candlestick you see at the bottom of the screen. Lots of selling power on the market on US oil after the US opening, ahead of the crude oil inventories. UK oil is doing more or less the same. Yeah, after it rallied today up to the 41.63 level, now we see it starting a correction, which is an accelerated correction after the US opening. Apparently, the US markets are settling, shortly after the opening. All right, what else we got? We have the dollar index, okay, which is currently trading at 92.95. Again, it had a decent rally in the last half an hour or so after it went sideways. Most of the day, there wasn't any volume basically today on the dollar index ahead of the Fed meeting. Okay, let's have a look at Bitcoin, guys. Your favorite. Bitcoin is currently trading just short of the 11,000 mark. It pushed along with oil and gold today. Very, very good rally for Bitcoin. It's getting closer and closer to the 11,000 mark. Okay, now it's doing a bit of a pullback and it's currently trading at 10,917. All right, not a lot of selling volume on the markets, as you see at the bottom of the screen. Okay, nothing really big is announced down there. It's just doing the usual push, I would say. Yeah, it's been stuck in the 10,000 mark for a few days, but I'm glad to see it slowly advancing higher and higher and higher. Okay, and have a look at gold, guys. Gold is currently trading at the 1965, 1966 after it pushed as high as 1973. Today, apparently, gold is on an uptrend. Bear with me for a second. Let's move the time frame to a 1-hour chart. Okay, gold was on an uptrend, just like oil, crude oil and Brent oil. It seems to be pulling back now. There is a bit of selling volume on the market. It might start ranging ahead of the Fed meeting. Okay, right. Now, this being said, guys, let me give you the answer to the trivia question. Okay, which was, what tools traders use to limit their losses and maximize the profits after they open a position? Yeah, or what tools traders use to have more control on their trades? Now, I gave you plenty of hints. The answer is very simple. We're talking about the stop loss and the take profit levels, guys. Okay, which are two very important tools in the life of a trader. That's how you can set your take profit levels, your stop loss levels, and don't stare at the screen every 5 seconds. Yeah, like some kids do. So all you have to do is open a position, place a take profit. When that price is reached, then your position will close automatically with whatever profit you realized. Or open a position and set a stop loss just in case you think it's a buy position and it's actually a sell position, and the market goes down and starts chewing from your funds. That's how you can prevent a big drawdown on your trading account. Okay, if you know what you're doing, if you know how to work with the drawdown, then you have a healthy trading account, then it's fine. But consider using a take profit or a stop loss, even if it's on a demo account, just to try it out and see how it goes. Yeah. Remember, the markets need a bit of time to breathe. So don't place your take profit or stop loss every time very close to the market price on a 5-minute chart and expect results. Yeah, very likely it's not going to happen. But if you do this on a 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 1-hour charts or 4-hour charts, and you allow the markets to breathe, you allow them 4-5 candlesticks, let's say, then the result might be different. So this is the answer for the question of the day. Take profit and stop loss are the tools traders use to limit their losses and maximize their profits after they open a position. Right. Okay. This was it, guys. This was it from my side for now. Remember, we have the crude oil inventories to be announced in 40 minutes from now for commodities traders. And we have plenty of announcements coming up in the next 3 hours. Yeah, at 2100 hours GMT +3, interest rate decision, FOMC press conference, and economic projections. This was it from my side today, guys. I'll see you tomorrow morning at the European opening. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.